Well, we've got it right here, the official letter calling out the president and calling on lawmakers to give us definitive answers on the $2,000 stimulus check or $2,000 dividend payment, as the president likes to call it. And I'm going to bring my wife Corey in just a minute so she can read this letter to you. And I also have some really good questions on here that we need some definitive answers to out of these lawmakers right now for 2026, as we've heard so much about this $2,000 payment. And there's a lot of people out there that really need this payment sooner versus later. And again, we're going to call them all out. And again, I have this for you. We're going to talk through the details here, and my wife Corey will read this in just a second. Now, I want to point something out super fast here. If you are on Medicare, and if you have any questions on Medicare, which I've seen a number of comments down below, if you need help finding the right Medicare coverages for you, or if you have anything going on with your Medicare plan or coverages and you have questions about it, make sure to call Chapter right there. They've already helped thousands and thousands of people. In fact, I have this document here. This is just a small list of people that have called and saved all kinds of money. This list collectively alone has saved about $150,000. Just these 2 pages of people right there, about 150 grand of savings, which is absolutely incredible. And this community independently has saved about $2 million a year simply because of calling Chapter right there to get all of your help with your Medicare plan and all of your Medicare needs. That's absolutely incredible. All right, anyway, I'm going to bring my wife Corey in here. She's going to read this right now, and I'll come back in just a minute and talk through the details of this a little bit further. But notice the questions at the bottom of this letter as well. Notice these questions. Let me know. Are there further questions that you have on this? But I think this encompasses it pretty thoroughly as far as what we really want to know about this. And remember, when it comes down to the distribution of this $2,000, it's not about if you're working. It's not about filing a tax return. It's not about if you have an earned income. It's not about any of these other factors. It's only based on your income. Again, income is income. Doesn't matter if you're working or if you get Social Security or any of the fixed income benefits. Income is income. Doesn't matter. That's the only factor that matters. But again, let me know your thoughts after Corey reads this. All right, anyway, here's Corey, my wife. She's going to read this for you, and I'll come back in just a couple minutes here. We'll talk through the details a little bit further. Here's the letter, and again, drop your comments down below. I look forward to hearing what you have to say about this.
To the Honorable United States Congress, we are a group of over 530,000 seniors, people with disabilities, Social Security, SSDI, and SSI beneficiaries. Whether you openly agree or not, we know that you would agree that the last few years have been extraordinarily tough for the lowest income Americans. With that being said, we want to bring to your attention the number of times the President endorsed direct payments to the American people through the year of 2025. In February 2025, the President endorsed the idea of a DOGE dividend, which would be paid directly to the American people as a profit share from DOGE savings. In July 2025, the president remarked that they were thinking about a little dividend to the people of a certain income. This was also formally introduced by Senator Josh Hawley with the American Worker Rebate Act of 2025, which would have distributed a minimum of $600 per person paid for from tariff revenues. In October 2025, the president indicated in an interview that they were thinking about a dividend or distribution to the people of America in the amount of between $1,000 and $2,000. In November 2025, the president wrote on Truth Social, a dividend of at least $2,000 a person, not including high-income people, will be paid to everyone. And in November through December 2025, the president doubled down multiple times and made several remarks about the $2,000 dividend payment. As great as all of this sounds, and as helpful as these payments would be for a huge percentage of our population, we need to see some action this year on the approval and distribution of this money. With the midterms coming, we think you would agree, time is of the essence, and these payments are more appropriate than ever right now. We are calling on you and your colleagues to formally present the necessary legislation with eligibility guidelines and a realistic timeline for the passage and distribution of these payments. The American people deserve a timely response to this matter and definitive answers to your questions. When will this money realistically be distributed? What is the income threshold to be eligible? What is a realistic dollar amount to be paid to each person? What additional steps, if any, will need to be taken in order to be eligible? And will you be using 2025 income data to determine someone's eligibility? Thank you. We look forward to your prompt public responses.
All right, so now there's the letter that I drafted. And again, just like I said at the beginning of this video, I'm calling out the president and calling out the lawmakers to take action on this and give us some definitive answers to the 5 questions that I had at the bottom of this letter, because we need to know where we are currently at with this, and also indicated in the letter, hey, check it out, guys. Time is of the essence. The midterm elections are coming up, and do you want like a vote, or you're just going to kind of forego that vote, or like what's your plan here, right? Because we are watching, and remember all the promises that they had in 2025, which they didn't do? Yeah, exactly. A lot of people are getting sick and tired of it. There's a lot of people out there that are financially struggling in a massive, massive way. And we need some answers. So again, drop a comment down below. Are there any additional questions that you want focused on within this letter as well? And again, I think these are pretty good. But again, I get this question all the time. I just want to reiterate this really quickly. Remember, it's not about filing a tax return. It's not about working. It's not about all these other things that people get so worried about, okay? It's only about your income that determines eligibility. But as mentioned here, one of the questions is, what is the official threshold for income to be eligible, right? What are the other factors that we need to know about with this? We heard quite a while ago, back at the beginning of November last year, we heard the Treasury Secretary, Scott Bessent, indicate, well, income's less than $100,000. That's very, very vague. That's going to be a ton of people. If they make it 100 grand, I think it's going to be significantly lower than that, but we want to know exactly what it is. Also, what is a realistic dollar amount that we could really expect from this as well, right? Again, they keep saying $2,000, but we also heard that before. Back in 2021, we heard $2,000, $2,000 is coming, and we got 1,400. So are they going to try to pull a fast one on us again, just like they did, 5 years ago, back in 2021? We've seen this before. So I don't think it's unreasonable to ask these types of questions and really start pressuring them to say, give us just answers. Just give us some definitive answers on this. People really want to know. And give us a timeline. What are you really thinking here? What is the actual and practical timeline as far as when this could actually be distributed? Because every single day and every single dollar counts right now, especially for, well, a huge percentage of the population, like 80% of the population that is struggling financially right now, that really need this money like super, super fast, right? And again, what is the likelihood of something like this actually happening in the first place? Depends on who you listen to. Some people within the administration say, oh yeah, this is coming for sure. We're definitely going to do something like this. And then you hear some of the lawmakers and they're like, we're not doing this. The United States doesn't have any money to do this. I don't know who's going to pay for this, but we certainly can't do this. We need to pay down the national debt. Well, if you look at some of the surveys and some of the just information that's been released by the general public, when you survey the general public and you say, do you want to pay down the national debt or do you want a $2,000 payment? There's like a teeny percentage of the population that's like, yeah, let's pay down the national debt. No, nobody's like, yeah, let's pay down the debt. Most people are like, forget that. Let's get a payment. Forget paying down the national debt. Everybody wants a payment. That's what everybody wants, is the money. They don't want to see debt paid down. That's ridiculous. At least for the majority of what respondents say in these surveys. It's actually pretty interesting. All right, anyway, I'd love to hear your feedback down below if you do want to share on this, and let me know what your thoughts are. But again, I think I alluded to this. I said this, but this is the letter that I drafted. Yes, I drafted this letter. Let me know your thoughts. I can certainly change anything about it, but again, this is the letter calling out, again, the 4 instances in 2025 when the president floated this idea of the $5,000 Doge dividend in February, a $600 rebate in July and in August that was officially introduced by Josh Hawley. We also heard the $1,000 to $2,000 dividend distribution to the people of America in early October, and then also we heard the $2,000 dividend payment to everybody based on the remarks out of the president and the post that he made on Truth Social as well. So anyway, let me know your thoughts. And again, just calling all that out because here's the deal. if they really didn't want to give us money, then why would they make 4 different endorsements and 4 different times in the course of whatever, February through December, call it, right? What is that? 10 months. In 10 months, why would they endorse 4 different instances to send money to the people? I don't know. Seems a little interesting to me, right? All right, anyway, I'd love to hear your feedback down below. Otherwise, make sure to stay tuned. I will continue to keep you updated with any further information that comes across the wire right now. It's a busy time, busy year. It's going to be a lot of things going on. Buckle up, get ready. It's going to be nuts out there. And as always, again, if you're on Medicare, if you have questions about Medicare, if you need help finding the right Medicare coverages for you, if you want free help and whatever else is you need about your Medicare, again, make sure to call Chapter. Phone number's right there for you. Thousands of people, I mean like multiple thousands of people here in this community have called them. Those of you in this community are collectively saving $2 million a year because you called Chapter right there, which is absolutely amazing to get free help with your Medicare. Absolutely incredible. And it's again, free. Check it out right there. Free. My favorite 4-letter F word. I love that word, right? Free. All right, anyway. I know I'm not very funny. All right, anyway, please make sure to subscribe down below if you've not done so yet. Please share the video as well. Big share button right down below. Otherwise, check out the other thousands of videos here on the channel in the video library. Otherwise, look forward to reading your comments down below. And until next time, please have a nice day. Again, make sure to subscribe and share the video. Buttons down below. Otherwise, until next time, have a good one. And I will catch you again later in the very next video. I'll see you for now.